Welcome back to this next module. We're going to talk about optimizing your campaigns. What do I mean by that? I mean by identifying what is working and hopefully pouring more budget into what is working, and equally important, identifying what is not working and either making an adjustment to it to try and improve it or then turning it off completely. Google Ads is not set and forget, and I'm going to tell you now, you're not going to hit it out of the park straight away. And really what you end up doing, in let's say a few months' time might likely be quite different to what you've started out doing based on where the progress is coming from and what is working and, as I said, what's not working. And that's one of the benefits of setting up the tracking correctly, is that you can easily identify what is working and what's not working. As somebody who has run an agency for a very, very long time, the number one metric that we always look for in a Google Ad account is what are we buying leads for? How much we are paying to acquire that lead, customer or sale. We call that number your CPA, which is your cost per acquisition. What did it cost you to acquire that lead? And honestly, you want to start thinking about what is how much you're prepared to pay for a lead. So if you're a dentist, you might be willing to pay $100 for a lead because the procedure is probably going to cost a lot more than that. But there's also a recurring aspect, and hopefully they refer their family, etc. Okay, so when you know what your target cost per acquisition or CPA is, you can very easily dive into your Google Ad account and see for each campaign what your cost per lead is coming in at. So let's say, for continuing with the dental example, for your target CPA to be $100, if you've got leads for each different campaign, one coming in at $60, one coming in at $70, then it's a no-brainer to keep spending money and possibly pouring more money in because it's making you money. If the cost per acquisition is coming in higher than $100, well, then so begins sort of some kind of detective work to identify what is blowing those costs out, which is really the optimizing part of your campaign. You want to identify some search terms, which maybe you're showing for that you don't want to possibly add negative keywords, which will prevent your ads for showing for certain things and possibly stopping running some keywords. So for example, maybe you were bidding on the single keyword dentist. Maybe that's sort of too browsing type and doesn't really convert. You would probably consider pausing that particular keyword to stop the bleed and that wasted ad spend. You might also think about changing your bid strategy. You might think about changing some of your ad copy to improve your click-through rate. So really the metrics you want to look for are your cost per acquisition. You want to have a look at your click-through rate, how many people who see your ad click on it, and your conversion rate. Alrighty, so those are kind of a lot of the key metrics. There's obviously a lot more to this which we cover in our course, but I just also want you to know that definitely what the performance of your campaigns when they start is not going to be how they're going to end up. You're hopefully going to keep improving and improving and improving on it itself. So it just keeps kind of getting better and better till it most likely will kind of plateau at hopefully a really good performance level. Alrighty. Check it, click the link below if you want to join our course, and I'm happy to help you optimize. And you can see me actually also in another area inside Teach Traffic, audit people's accounts, where I kind of do a screen share and I go through people's campaigns and kind of critique it and do this kind of detective work, so you can learn from me doing that as well. But yeah, so hopefully this has given you some ideas on what to optimize and how to optimize it, because it's definitely an important process to do. Alrighty, thanks for listening. See you in the next module.